Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris, and again, I am here at the port of Long Beach to show you that there are definitely a lot of ships out there. As you can imagine, a lot of that is components for different things. Like I talked about yesterday, the chip components that a lot of vehicles are waiting on. Um, it could be manufacturing components, things like that. All of these things that are made overseas that we take for granted, that are part of the supply chain. It's really crazy, and it's been this way pretty much for the entire pandemic. Especially right after the first couple of months of the pandemic, there was so much oil, oil tankers just sitting out here as far as the eye could see. If you are in the area, I'm sure you've seen something like this. But even for now, this seems like a lot of shipping container ships sitting out here waiting to be offloaded. A little bit more than usual because I did actually drive around the other side, and even out that way, as you can't see in the haze, there are a lot of ships out there waiting to be unloaded. So it's pretty crazy. Like when you think about it, that a lot of these things that you're waiting for in the store or maybe out of stock, this is the reason behind it. I know that when I was flying into a couple different cities recently, I noticed that there are huge parking lots filled with brand new cars, massive parking lots. A lot of them are near airports or near the shipping terminals, but they're filled with brand new cars. You can see they're still, they've got the protective wrapping on them and stuff. But I'm assuming they're either waiting on something, or maybe those are the newer models that are not going to be sold until the current inventory of model year 2020 or 21 is cleared out. That's important. I mean, a lot of people are talking about buying new cars and things like that. I wouldn't get near that with a 10-foot pole right now. I mean, I've seen the dealer prices that they're asking right now. They're talking about, oh, we don't have this or that, in stock, blah, 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 blah. It's crazy how many different businesses are playing that game to just jack up the prices on things. As a stacker, I know that even like the precious metals, a lot of that stuff we buy from, the foreign mints, Perth, Royal Canadian Mint, we buy Britannias, we buy Libertads, all kinds of different things. Obviously, we have plenty of mints here in the U.S., Sunshine, Golden State, a bunch of different mints here. But the fact that even stuff like that we import and we don't even think about it. I mean, most of the time you don't think about it like, hey, wait, where did this, where was this coin minted or things like that. Like we just get so caught up in the fact that, it's a maple or it's a kookaburra, whatever. But the fact that even stuff like that we import has to come in on ships from different places, it's just crazy. It is just crazy. And I've always thought, is that a sustainable way to operate, like from like a national standpoint? I guess it kind of is. I mean, I guess there's kind of an equilibrium there where you can take it to, but my hope is that post-pandemic that there's a lot of emphasis on at least critical industries coming back home to the United States. That may mean higher prices, and that's one of the things that a lot of people don't think about when they say buy American, buy American. Great, sounds great, but the thing is that when you're at the store and one costs $2 more because it was made in America, yeah, some patriotic people will make that choice to get the made in America one. But the other thing with that is that a lot of people are just gonna look at the price tag and say, okay, I'm gonna go with this one. So there's always that to consider. I mean, it's not cheap to employ people here in the United States. We have a lot of laws. You got to have this, you got to have insurance, you got to have this, blah, 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 unemployment, blah, blah. And I get it. As at a certain point, a certain level, as an employer, it's tough. It's tough to break into that, break into manufacturing or producing things of any sort because of certain barriers like that. So, and the whole economic side of that, there's a whole debate on what the right way to go about it is. I don't have the answer to that, but I do think that there's definitely things that we can do, and I do think that there will definitely be the sorry for the yelling nearby. I definitely think that there will be a lot of push behind that kind of thing after the pandemic. I feel like people can get on board with that kind of thing, kind of like rally the troops. So that would be something that I would like to see. But as you can see, this is a big wide open area. You can't see it, but out there is Catalina, and in between here and there, there's a massive amount of shipping that comes through between the island when ships come into the shipping terminal, or when they're heading back out to sea. Also, I'm assuming there's a lot of ships sitting on the other side of Catalina, out at sea, that aren't even close to here, that you wouldn't even see from here on a clear day. But that's it for right now. Just wanted to give you a heads up on what's going on here, and take care.